Tragedies have plagued Rick Harrison's life from Pawn Stars. His career as a pawn shop owner has been fraught with legal problems, and his family has suffered multiple deaths. As a child, he lost his sister, and then his father. Pawn Stars won prizes and were well known all over the world despite these personal struggles. Regretfully, the honors were unable to allay his concerns. He just lost another cherished relative who was essential to the company. Who was it, and whose legal problems caused Rick to almost go bankrupt? Join us as we explore the devastating tragedies that Pawn Stars Rick Harrison has experienced. Richard Kelvin Harrison, better known as Rick Harrison, was born on March 22, 1965. Parents Richard Benjamin Harrison and Joanne Rue Harrison. Rick, the third kid in the family, was one of 4 children. At the age of 6, Joanne Harrison, Rick's sister, passed away from Down syndrome. In 1967, his father, who was employed by the U.S. Navy, moved. After moving to San Diego, California, when Rick was 2 years old, his family experienced epileptic convulsions, and he started to show an interest in reading books about the Royal Navy. Rick opened a pawn store, which gradually turned into a profitable enterprise, motivated by his passion for physics and history. Rick and his father were able to grow out of the little used gold and silver coin store that his father had started in Las Vegas Boulevard South in 1981. They relocated to a bigger location on Fremont Street, but when they tried to get a permit, they ran into legal issues. They opened the gold and silver pawn shop close to the Las Vegas Strip in 1989 after obtaining a pawn license. At first, the store offered unique sports memorabilia and unique historical relics. Nevertheless, jewelry eventually took center stage. A Super Bowl ring from 2001 that originally belonged to football player Brock Williams was among the rare sports items that made the store renowned in 2006. The History Channel became interested in the store because of its success, which resulted in the birth of Pawn Stars. The television program Pawn Stars debuted in July 2009 and is based in Las Vegas, Nevada. It follows the day-to-day operations of the renowned gold and silver pawn shop. While visiting Las Vegas in 2008, Brent Montgomery and Colby Gaines of Left Field Pictures had the idea for this event. For years, Rick and the shop had been trying to sell a show that was based on the shop. The show was called Pawn Stars instead of Pawning History. The most popular item in the show's assortment of vintage and antique things is jewelry. For authenticity and perspective value, experts are contacted, and dynamic visuals are used to display price negotiations. The store is closed to the general public during filming, and only a select group of patrons are permitted inside. Because of the show, the Harrison family gained a lot of popularity and many people left great feedback and wanted more. 2011 saw the release of Rick Harrison's autobiography, Licensed to Pawn, which helped boost the popularity of Pawn Stars, a famous reality show on the History Channel. Rick, Corey, and Chumley appeared in a number of roles on the show, including that of an antique store owner in an iCarly episode and a television ad. Rick appeared in a TV ad and signed a 1-year endorsement contract with Microtouch One in 2014. Rick and his group faced up against competitors under the auspices of United Stuff of America in an attempt to win money and merchandise from the program's gold and silver pawn shop. But when his father, Richard Harrison, passed away in June 2018, sadness struck. Rick was devastated by his father's passing and had to juggle running the pawn business and providing for his family. Rick's operations were significantly disrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic, which resulted in lower profitability and a decline in the shop's appeal. The pandemic led Rick to temporarily close the actual store, but he kept the business open around the clock. Rick was adamant about fighting for his company in spite of these obstacles, turning around interest rates on merchandise and giving clients extra time to pick up their purchases. Rick said in April 2020 that the economy will recover in 6 months, but that never happened. After earning more than $1 million annually, the gold and silver pawn store only made $37,406 in 2020. Court documents for Rick's third divorce from Deanna Burdett indicated that the couple had grown apart, which is why the divorce was consensual. As evidenced by a father-daughter off-roading photo he posted on Instagram, Rick showed his stepdaughters his love and concern even after their marriage ended. Despite the difficulties he's encountered, he has made it apparent that he still views his stepdaughters as his own. In an attempt to start over, Rick married Amanda Palmer a year following his divorce. Still, he faced difficulties. Rick had legal problems in February 2022 when his mother Joanne Rue sued him for ownership of the pawn store and family assets. In the complaint, Rick was accused of violating a contract. Specifically, she stated that during her recovery from a coma in the early 2000s, Rick forced her to sign away her 51% ownership of the pawn store. Rick was portrayed negatively in this painting, which upset admirers who had previously thought of him as a family man. Following the death of his father Richard Harrison in 2018, pawn business owner Rick Harrison experienced financial difficulties. The owner, Joanne, stated that Rick never gave her the correct financial documentation for the more than $500,000 in cash and silver that she thought Richard possessed before his passing. Additionally, she stated that in 2020 Rick ceased to give her the regular $25,000 payments from her late husband's business portion. To block Rick from relocating or concealing cash assets, as well as to stop him from selling any family assets, Joanne sought a temporary restraining order against him. Rick refuted the charges, claiming that his 81-year-old mother was being influenced by people for their own gain. Because of all of her health problems, Joanne's monthly expenses for personal and medical care could total up to $15,000. Rick had been trying to get in touch with his mother but had not been successful, and he only found out about the restraining order request from news stories. Adam, Rick's son, passed away in January 2024 as a result of methamphetamine and fentanyl toxicity. The Clark County Office of the Medical Examiner concluded that an accidental death was the cause of death. Rick talked about the state of affairs, emphasizing the need to raise awareness of the fentanyl problem in the U.S. Through Rick's Instagram page, a number of people, including Donald Trump Jr., expressed their sympathies. Rick has made an effort to maintain his optimism in spite of the severe personal loss, frequently masking his anguish with a cheerful smile. He has continued to be involved in politics, endorsing Daniel Rodimer for Nevada's 3rd Congressional District and Donald Trump for the presidency. In an episode of Pawn Stars Do America, the Pawn Star spin-off, Rick was dubbed the Kentucky Colonel. He is currently in a semi-retired state, concentrating on the 2nd season of Pawn Stars Do America and his ongoing stardom on reality TV. So viewers, for the next update please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.